You know, every now and then as a reader, some books come along and they just completely snatch all your edges, send you into a reading hangover, and just have you questioning, everything you ever read. Every now and then we get to experience that as readers. And that's one of the best feelings ever. And that's how I feel about these two books that I want to share with you all today. The two books I read in January were by Gloria Naylor. Gloria Naylor was born in 1950 in New York, New York, and she passed away in 2016. She is the author of 6 novels, several essays, and screenplays. Her novel, Bailey's Cafe, was adapted into a play, and her book, The Women of Brewster's Place, was turned into a TV miniseries. The first book I read was Momma Day. Momma Day was an awesome read. You know, sometimes when you read the back of the book, it gives you too much information, but not with this synopsis here. This synopsis gives you just enough about this book, and it does not overshare. Sometimes they just tell you too much and then you feel like you don't even need to read the book. But with this, I would say it's okay to read the back because it doesn't give too much away. Gloria Naylor's Momma Day follows Ophelia. Ophelia is in her mid-20s, living in New York City, and she meets this guy named George. That's all I'll say about that line of the story. Okay, Ophelia is raised by her grandmother, Abigail, and Abigail's sister is Momma Day. Her real name is Miranda. Momma Day and Abigail raised Ophelia. Ophelia was raised on a small island off the coast of Georgia and South Carolina, and neither state lays claim to this island. This island is full of rich tradition and culture, and much of the land on this island has been in Ophelia's family since 1823, which holds a very significance to the people of this island. That's all I can say about this book. That's giving you just a tad bit more than what this is, but I said when I was reading this book was during Battle Books, and I made mention by me being an auntie, I was like, I would want to be the magical, wise aunt, and that's who Momma Day is. It's not necessarily voodoo or black magic, but as you can see, something's going on here, judging by this cover, and it is so good. I think you will be able to laugh because you will get a kick out of Momma Day and her sister Abigail, and you will definitely need the tissue, okay? Because it gets sad. It gets really sad, but this is just such a good book. There are also supporting characters that you will grow to love, and you will be given the side eye to, like, you don't like them. But all in all, everything about this book was just good. So this book was written first. Her next book was Bailey's Cafe. I did not have Bailey's Cafe on my TBR for January, but it was mentioned in this book and I was able to pick it up. Bailey's Cafe. This book, I don't even know what can I say about this book. If you've read Momma Day, you know that it is mentioned, and when it is mentioned, you are led to believe that Bailey's Cafe is in New York. However, Bailey's Cafe is in several cities. This is a story about an entire street where Bailey Cafe is located. There's a pawn shop and there's a boarding house and other things on this street. People walk into this cafe, and this cafe serves as how I've heard it described as like an emotional place of limbo. There's something special about the back of this cafe, and usually the different characters, including the owner, and his wife, they've all had some kind of experience, and they end up here. The owner of the cafe, he says this cafe saved his life. And you will meet some of the most interesting characters you will ever meet in a book. Okay, this is a collection of short stories, which I'm usually not a fan of, but this was amazing. They're all connected in such an awesome way. My favorite character, Jessie Belle King, I could read a whole novel about just her alone. And then there are some heartbreaking stories in this book. And then by the time I got to the ending, and realized the connection between these two books, it was so good, y'all. It was so good. I'm going to read the back of this really quickly, which there is the wonderful Miss Naylor right there. And it says, "Welcome to Bailey's Cafe, where the food may not be much, but the ambiance is graced by myth and magic. The cafe is home to Sadie, the lady-like alcoholic with a mania for cleanliness, to sweet Esther, who caters to unspeakable appetites in a nearby boarding house, taking payment only in white roses, and to Miriam, the Ethiopian child who may be the bearer of a miracle." Gloria Naylor's breathtaking new novel is an enthralling fusion of lives whose courage, mystery, and humor suggest nothing less than a blues tapestry of America. Again, that does not give you too much away. I highly recommend both of these books. Get your life, okay, and read you some Gloria Naylor. These two books here, and then read this one first. This one came first, and then read this one. You will notice that Bailey Cafe is mentioned, and I was thinking that this came first, but no, this one came first, and then this one. So many of you all mentioned that you've read this one, right? So I want to know if you then in turn around and read this one. So we can talk about this connection. That's all I'm going to say. This connection that blew me away. You know, when you read good books like this and you find out the author has passed, don't it just tugs at your heart a little bit? This lady was nothing less than genius. And I am so inspired. I picked up my edges off the floor, and now I'm just going to somehow move on with the rest of the year after reading such wonderful books. So just in case you have not decided what you're going to read for Read So Lit, or if you're still adding to your reading blackout TBR, those are two definite ones that will not disappoint. I'm Lady. Let me know in the comment section below, have you enjoyed any of Miss Naylor's writing? I will see you all in my next video. Bye.